Coast. Your brother doing it in Alabama.
Huh?
Your brother doing it in Alabama.
He's doing flight school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the army, he's gonna fly helicopters.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I think he moved down probably like a year ago, and is just doing it. Let me ask for Lambo if I can do the. All right. So I just gotta write out my D-Hop teams.
Oh, yeah. And we'll do that after.
Oh, we never yeah, we'll do it after. We never released the our schedule games. Made a little graphic for it.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily I have it in my notes. I'll send you a picture of it.
Okay. I could do that at some point this weekend, maybe.
Yeah, luckily we have many days until the NFL season.
Do another schedule breakdown.
Yeah, we literally can if we want to.
Are we doing this like a normal top 5, or are we just talking about it?
No, let's do 5 up, and if we have doubles, it's fine. We'll just talk about why we put the team where. I wonder. We always end up with the same list for these types of things.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Oh wait. I want to get the quote up of what. Did you see like the 4 things that he wants?
Hopkins? No.
Okay. He said it was like stable management. Oh yeah, good defense, stable management, and a quarterback who loves the game, which is hilarious to say about Kyler Murray. Yeah.
He also said, yeah, right. The 5 QBs he'd like to catch passes from.
Yes.
Allen, Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar, and Herbert. Just like where we think he'll end up, or just best?
I guess like best fits.
Okay.
You want to speak on your graduation in a little college corner at the end or at the beginning?
Yeah, sure. We can say that for the end.
All right. Sounds good. Let's I'm ready to go. So,
all right. Yeah, I'm ready.
all right. What am I waiting for? Oh, I just got to tweet it. All right. You ready? Sorry, give me one sec.
All right, you're good.
Let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
You guys doing?
Doing better than last time, Chris. The Celtics are alive. So if you listen to last episode, pretty doom and gloom from my side, not a lot of hope. And going in, the Celtics have now won 2 games. They've avoided the sweep. They've made this a series again. And that being said, I'm cautious. Not getting my hopes up. I'm not. There's no hope in which I still think the Heat are gonna probably take care of business, win this game 6. You know, I go home. We're not going to the finals. That's okay. I've accepted that fate. They were down 0-3. I've been accepting the lowest of the lows. So that's where I'm at. But that being said, if they win game 6, my heart is going to break if they lose game 7.
I don't believe you for a second that you are still accepted their fate.
Nope.
You are back in.
Nope.
Yes, you are.
No.
How could you not be?
Because I gotta be cautious. It's still they have 2 more game 7s.
It doesn't matter that they were down 0-3. Now it's just have to win 2 games in a row. It doesn't matter that they have to win 4 in a row because they've already won the first 2.
I know, but I can't.
Favorites in game 6.
God. So right now, I think I heard it was like Miami's favored to win the series by only minus like 110, 130, something like that.
I saw minus 150.
So
their Celtics are favorites for game 6 in Miami.
What's the
obviously
spread?
Be favorites 2.5.
Okay.
It's not like a big line.
There's one key issue that still stands. If it's a 2.5 point game, the Celtics are losing that 2.5 point game.
They still have yet to win the close game.
No, they have yet to win a close game, and there's been some upsides. There's been some reasons for me to believe to get in. The past 2 games have been they could have easily game 3. They were set up perfectly. If they wanted to roll over, they wanted to quit like they did at the end of game 3. Or sorry, game 4 I'm talking about now. They wanted to quit. They wanted to roll over. They had it there. They had the opportunity at halftime down. They could have just rolled over and quit. But the team, it seems like the team, something clicked. I don't know if it was game 3 the wake-up call they needed, Chris? Was it the wake-up call that they needed?
The final wake-up call?
The final wake-up call. Until, of course, they go down 0-2. Say they win game 7. They go down 0-2 in the finals or whatever. But
yeah, no, that would be the final wake-up
ultimate wake-up call, yeah.
Would be down 0-3 in the finals. Because we said that games 1 and 2 were both wake-up calls. It got torched in game 3. I don't know. It defies logic. They were buried. We're done.
They were done. They were completely done. And now I don't like how everyone's just kind of accepting that it's going to go to 7 or like there's a lot of people that are on Twitter.
It's almost like they've won the series.
I know, and they're still down 2-3. So that's why I can't let myself. I'm not letting myself get the expectations that we're going to win this series.
Yeah.
I'm going the past 2 games because I was weirdly. I hate saying this. I was weirdly like going in last night. I was like, all right, it's at home. They fired it up. If we just get out and like the second we started getting hot early, I was like, all right, we're golden. We're gonna be sailing. And maybe that's what it is with this Celtics team is that you can figure out.
When was the last time you felt like that?
Not since like the Hawks series. This is like the first since we get it. Like maybe that game. That game, it was
the second game against the Sixers.
That's what I was going to say. The second game against the Sixers.
Oh, I guess game 7, but that was the third quarter though.
Yeah, that was tight until the half. But they just kept rolling right at the opening of the gates. And this Celtics team, if they can get hot early, and really just start hitting all their threes, getting all their confidence, staying up, then they're possibly unbeatable. They can just keep that rolling, keep it up. But the key in these past 2 games was the defense and the passing. Where the defense, they just decided to finally play it. Like, I don't know what it was about the first 2 games. I don't know if it was, or first 3 games. Yeah. I don't know if it was a wake-up call needed, or if it was maybe they needed to like hit some of their shots for them to want to play defense, or get down 0-3 where it's like, shit, we have to play defense.
Oh.
But the ways that they're collapsing on Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo looked terrible this last game. And they had, I think they said they had like 14 steals. 13 steals last game and 9 turnovers. That's the recipe. The steals, that's insane. That's an insane number. But the 9 turnovers compared to the Miami Heat 16, that's what you're looking for in the Celtics series, and what they have to do to continue to win 2 more games, hopefully. And like this game, Miami shot 51%, 39 from 3. It wasn't a terrible offense. Like, it was a terrible offensive performance, but it was because they kept turning the ball over and throwing the ball out of bounds. And the Celtics just capitalized on that. And they took, they took a ton of more threes than Miami did. But field goal wise, only took 1 less shot. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I think Miami, they feel like their backs against the wall. They feel like they're the underdogs again, which is ridiculous. But that's how Vegas is showing it. That's how the people on Twitter are showing it. And going into Game 6 in Miami, it's gonna be a dogfight. They're gonna have whatever Miami's secret power is. They're gonna try whatever they can. And will the Celtics fold again is the only question. Because there's a world
from the start that they're the better team, like, by far.
Yeah.
And the only factor was the Jimmy factor.
Yep.
Is what made us scared. When you limit him to 10 shots, that's insane.
Oh, the defense on Jimmy the past 2 games has been insane. 14 points last game. I think he still had 29 in game 4, but it wasn't as efficient as he normally was, and it wasn't the same level, like, of impossible shots of Jimmy Butler was. And to be fair, the first couple games, it felt like every 3 that they're chucking for the Miami Heat side, no matter where it is, no matter where it's coming from, is landing in. So I don't know. I shaved my beard in part that the playoffs were over. Playoff beard was done. I wanted to see my face again. I was like, all right, we're buried. We're done. So maybe it brought some mojo. I have figured out a system. Remember last time we were talking, do you have a system for the, lucky jersey, lucky whatever?
Superstitions.
So, yeah, so the past 2 games, I've had just my bright green Celtic sweatshirt with a non-Celtic shirt underneath, and and my South Carolina pajamas. Right on the left side of the couch. Boom. No, it's not a great combo.
Color your pajama pants.
They're red and black. It's not a great combo.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Bright green.
But it's a working combo so far. Knock on wood. It's a working combo so far.
If it's working, you can't.
No, there's no way. Yeah. A couple of my buddies texted me, "Hey, do you want to watch the game somewhere next game 6?" I was like, "No, I didn't."
That's how I am.
Also, part of that
I
too.
I could never watch a game like that in a group.
Yeah, because part of it is like if they lose,
people who are just as big of a fan as I am, that's fine. If it's like 5 or 6 people and a couple of them don't really care, it's the worst.
No, yeah, this is a group of 5 or 6 people where I think one of them cares and everyone else couldn't care less and would be excited for me to be disappointed at the dinner table.
They just want to see you melt down.
Exactly. So that's no way, Jose. But speaking of the game itself, once the defense started clicking these past 2 games, it seems like Miami just didn't really know what to do. They couldn't find, and part of it, Gabe Vincent gets injured. They have yet another scorer that can't play. Kyle Lowry stunk. He was awful. Max Strus couldn't get anything going. They had to play some guy named Hayward Highsmith, which
I was about to ask, where did this guy come from?
I have no idea.
Like
and
30
I've
minutes.
watched a lot of NBA this year. And I've heard of Highsmith. I knew he was a person. I didn't know he was 24. I didn't know his first name was Hayward. But nor did I really know what he looked like. But
never, and I always have I'm watching the games, and then I have the box scores pulled up when we're doing this, and I stop. I was like, what the hell? Who is this guy?
Yeah. Well, and literally until I just looked it up right now, I thought he was a rookie. But he was drafted in 2018. Played for the G League and the Delaware Bluecoats, apparently. And he's from Baltimore, Maryland. Look at that.
Oh, all right.
So DMV kid, Hayward Highsmith. He's just a 2K generated guy. This guy's not real. The most generic 2K
would.
And I feel bad. He's probably now that we're people making fun of him because they can see him. He's probably gonna cook the Celtics. But
I mean, for him to come in and play 36 minutes in Game 5,
he started the second half. So clearly, even if because there's reports that what's his name? Not Strus, but the Vincent. Yeah, Gabe Vincent will be back on Game 6. That's what it seemed like. That's what the reports are seeming like.
Yeah, I saw questionable, but I don't know if that was an optimistic questionable or what the deal was.
It seemed like on the broadcast they kept saying that Gabe Vincent will be back in Game 6, but who knows? And they could use any help they could get. So if Hayward Highsmith, got him 15 points, did more than a lot of other players on the Miami Heat this last game.
3 or 4 from 3.
Yeah. So when he was ripping those threes, I was like, oh, this is getting ridiculous. And there really wasn't a sweat. There's this Celtics team was on high power, and what I like about watching this is they won in 2 different ways the last 2 games. They won with Tatum needing a big performance, 33 in Game 4. A lot of the other players, still solid points from Brown, and Derek White was hitting some threes. But this last game,
Derek White was awesome.
He was amazing. I think he was 5 for maybe 8 for 11 for 3, something crazy like that. He had an insane number of threes. Let me look it up, actually. Derek, what do you have?
6 for 8.
Yeah, okay, 6 for 8. Yeah, that's still insane.
Smart was 4 for 6.
And 6 for 8. A couple of those were some push-offs. He's making dribble moves. I'm like, geez, where's this Derek White been this whole time? And what I enjoyed about this game is everyone was scoring. We had 4 people in 20 points. 4 of the starters, actually, in 20 points. And they keep flip-flopping. Derek White starting versus Robert Williams starting. But I feel like they've done it pretty well. Joe Mazzulla has been a pretty damn good coach the past 2 games, and I don't know if that's the players finally figuring out the Miami zone. It seems like now Mazzulla's taken all the timeouts. He heard all the criticism about he's never taking timeouts, and he's just, all right, I got to use them all. Yeah, and that's all right. That's fine. It's actually been working.
Right, might as well.
And the other thing is Grant Williams has had good minutes. Horford's been playing well. 11 rebounds from him. He was all over the glass. It just seems like this team has a new energy that they didn't have at the end of Game 3, or really at all during 3 quarters of Game 3. So they really seems like they're fighting for their coach. They're fighting for the roster stability. They probably heard all these rumors. Oh, where's Jaylen Brown gonna go? Are they gonna fire Mazzulla? And now that they forced Game 6, they could completely stink the bed in Game 6, and maybe this is a whole new conversation about Joe again. But it seems like if they get a veteran coach on the sidelines and let him build out the coaching staff for what he wants, maybe they're going to keep him. I can't see them going. They're definitely not going to get another rookie head coach, but I could definitely are they going to get another coach again? 3 years in a row, 3 different coaches. So I don't know. And I
He
guess
has like on his way back to a job.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. And of course there's still one game to go at least. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see what Celtics team shows up and if they can keep this momentum going. I think they can. I think it's possible, but as I said at the beginning, I'm not getting my hopes up. I've seen the Celtics
Cautiously
team.
optimistic.
Yes, I've seen this Celtics
Not even
team.
you don't even sound that optimistic.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing is, I could come in here, be all optimistic, be all excited. I could be all rallying. Like all these people on Twitter. Hell, there's people on Twitter. We're down 0-3. They're like, Celtics in 7, Celtics in 7, and it's like, let's take it one game at a time. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Is take it one game at a time.
That's what I told you after Game 4, and you're like, I'm starting to feel a little bit of hope. Like, what?
Yeah, you were like,
do?
I asked you as
Game at a time.
my advisor, what should I do? I'm feeling a little optimistic. You told me, and I'm taking your advice. You said take it one game at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to view it. And I mean, it came out today. Brogdon has been injured. He was awful the past couple games, so that could explain some of that. They played him less minutes, which I liked. I mean, he really couldn't shoot anything. And it seems like they're really finding out who needs to play and who doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe it's coming together, or maybe we come back on Tuesday and I'm like, season was over when we were down to
So wait, by Tuesday we'll be over, right?
It'll be over no matter what, okay. I believe, because we have Saturday and then Monday. So we have tomorrow and Monday. So no matter what, it should be over by Tuesday, and we'll be able to see what happens. Maybe we're talking about a Denver Celtics finals, which I think would be really funny just because of how like everyone was just like, oh well, let's see how Denver matches up with Miami. Like it was close, and as they should have been
in the finals.
Yeah, and as they should have been. And you collectively, I was so down, I was so bummy. You were collectively and smartly like, let's see what happens. Like it's not set in stone yet.
Yes.
So who knows? What are your thoughts, Chris? Seeing these two games.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say like what flipped. Because they were horrible in Game 3. Oh. It seemed like they didn't even want to be there. I know like they're professional athletes, like this is what they do. They don't actually not want to be there. But there is a degree where like momentum does matter. And the fact that like something just flipped in Game 4, like I don't know how to explain it, to be honest. I think that the Heat probably do wrap it up. Probably Game 6 at home. But that being said, like I told you earlier, you needed to win 4 in a row. You've already won the first 2. Now you just have to win 2 in a row. So it's not as hard like to come back from down 3-0 and you win games 4 and 5. Because now it's basically just like Sixer series. Like you lost Game 5 at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although you'd almost rather be in this position than in that series position. But Miami's also like not going to get frazzled, I don't think.
That's the thing, is that Miami is not scared. They're not worried, and they shouldn't be worried. And the thing with me and the Heat is, you look at the first 2 games, it's Jimmy and it's Bam Adebayo. And the past 2 games the past 2 games that the Celtics have won, it has been either in Game 4 Jimmy or in Game 5 really no one. And I guess Duncan Robinson. But Bam Adebayo has completely disappeared. And I know he got 16 points last game. He shot efficiently, 8 rebounds. But if you watch that game, they were giving him the Jaylen Brown treatment. Every time he was in there, they were just swatting at the ball and saying, you're not going to be able to handle this, and just kept getting turnovers off of him. So I don't know where he's gone. I don't know if he,
Six turnovers,
that's terrible.
which for a center is horrible.
It looked worse than 6 too. Looked like 40. Looked like 40 turnovers. But there's also and you're looking at this, and I'm saying, the Celtics, they're up early, up 15. Like, I was rallied, I was getting excited, but even in the back of my mind during this game, I was like, one run could just screw this whole thing up.
Yeah.
One Miami run could just ruin all their confidence again. And the Celtics, the past 2 games have been passing really well. They've been playing as a unit really well. They haven't been caring about, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, my turn, your turn. So maybe it just kind of clicked. Maybe it just kind of, as we've been joking around, wake up call. Hey, this is what we need to do to be more. That we have better talent, but they're better posture, better coached, better mentality. If we adopt some of that mentality, adopt some of that play style, we could whoop their ass. So maybe that's what happened. And
maybe it's because Joe Mazzulla went to visit sick kids in the hospital.
Yes. Did you see Riley's tweet about that? So if you don't know what we're
totally
talking about,
uncalled for.
that was so wrong. If you don't know what we're talking about, Joe Mazzulla comes out after the game and he says, they asked, like, how do you feel being down 3-0? How do you get the team rallied up? And he said he met 3 girls that were like 20, 21 years old that were dying of cancer. He said he met them in the hospital and he thought he was doing them a favor, but in reality, they were doing him a favor. Yada yada yada, faith, life, gotta be happy. And it was a good quote. It was a fine quote. It really had nothing to do with basketball, but sure, go ahead, Joe. That's a fine quote. And our friend Riley Nolan retweets that. It said, "What? Do you remember what exactly he said?"
I pulled it up. It says, "Fuck them girls." He gets 6.
He's not. I know I commented it, but he's not getting a job. After if any company ever finds that tweet, he's never getting a job. So, yeah, that was funny. But I thought good quote from Joe. I didn't think it was anything too bad, but that retweet was pretty awful. But I was shocked. My jaw dropped and hit the floor.
It's like, it wasn't even that surprising for him though. That's like,
no, coming from him, it's not that. Yeah.
To see it on Twitter is like, oh.
Yeah, it would have been one thing if he sent it to like our group chat and was like, nah, but to do it on to public, to everybody, and then he gets mad when we make fun of his mom. Like, come on, you can't have it both ways. All right, well, looking at that. I know. I thought I saw you drinking it when I said it, and I was like, "Uh-oh, am I getting a spit take live?" All right. So to wrap this up, it's either going to be the Celtics lose Game 6 at home by 5, or not. Sorry, away in Miami by 5, or they blow them out again by 15, and we see what happens Game 7. But I'm taking
if
one.
The Celtics win a close game in Game 6, then it's over.
If they this is what's actually gonna happen, because this is the most perfect Celtics way to do it. They're gonna win like a 1-point game in Game 5 or Game 6. I'm gonna be losing my mind, excited, ready to go for Game 7, and then they're gonna like shit the bed and like completely lose track.
Yeah, that would be the worst possible thing.
I don't know how I could handle that. I don't know what I do.
I mean, you were like borderline rooting against them in Game 4, just to wrap it up.
I was in a dark place.
You said that you preferred that they would lose.
I wasn't wrong at that moment in time. I did.
No, yeah.
I would but they played the lights out, and it's funny. I'm in like this this mellow ground where I'm just trying to keep it cool. That's all I can do. Just try to keep it cool. And
You're trying hard.
I look, and it was the mentality that switched up on the Celtics that really made it where they're actually likable again instead of the first 3 games where they were just they were the bane of my existence. They were awful.
You can love them again.
Yeah, exactly. I had to relearn to love them again, and all it took was 2 wins down to 0-3.
Yeah, they took you out for a nice dinner. And
What happens to we prematurely crown the Heat as, and I'm only doing this just because we have until Tuesday and the series is over by the end of it. But if the Celtics do win, we already crowned the Heat as the culture and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Does that just go out the window, or is it just
all gone? If they
all
blow
of it,
through
all
early,
of
all
it.
gone.
Eric
Riley should
Spoelstra
retire.
fired. Yeah, Eric
Spoelstra fired. Butler traded.
Get them all, blow it all up. They're all going to
You
China.
blow a 3 lead.
Bam Adebayo's. All I gotta say is if
Guangdong.
they blow it, he's going to Guangdong. He's gonna be the next in line.
With Ayton.
Yep. No, with Ayton, with Dylan Brooks. That's one of my favorite things on Twitter is just every playoff series, the Guangdong Tigers roster expands by one. John Morant, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul. They're all there.
D'Lo.
Oh, D'Lo's. Oh yeah, he's the captain.
He's a shark.
He's the captain. Oh yeah, that's absolutely. I think at the end of the playoffs,
losers.
At the end of the playoffs, besides the 2, because they won't do it with the finals teams unless someone just completely sucks in the finals. But we should do
they will.
an all-time Guangdong Tigers 2023 roster.
The Guangdong Tigers. Oh, they've actually won. They've won 10 CBA titles.
Look at that.
Guangdong Tigers.
Look at that.
What are the images that comes up when you search Guangdong Tigers? Dylan Brooks.
Ni hao. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
That's the greatest video.
It's actually it's the 4th one.
Yeah,
that
I was gonna
comes
say
up
it's
is
the
a
4th
of Dylan
picture.
Brooks.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
The best part about that is that there's no one else that's in the NBA that they're actually no. There's a Ben Simmons one. It's
I just saw that one.
Photoshop.
It's like the starting lineup, and Kuzma's there.
Oh, why is Kuzma in Guangdong?
What else is it?
Oh, Jordan Poole. Jordan
Hero.
Poole signs with the Guangdong Tigers.
There it is. It's the whole story. This is basically what we were talking about. Somebody tweeted it. This was 2 years ago. Simmons, Hero, Aaron Gordon, Kuzma, and Porzingis. Oh, I love that 2 Wizards are on there. A good sign.
That's always a good sign. I kind of want a Guangdong Tiger shirt. Their logo's fire. Their logo's
pretty
sick.
cool. It's like the dragon for the how they Chinese New Year thing.
Yeah, it does look like that, and I guess it's supposed to be a tiger though. But all right, I'm gonna give a special thanks before we go. Special thanks to Derek White. Just really when he vanished in the Sixers series, I kind of thought he was gone. And
I was gonna be your mom for keeping you together or something. That's Derek White for hitting threes.
Yes, exactly. Him and Smart for hitting threes last game. They really shed a tear in my eye because it got to a point where I was like, keep taking them. And I haven't been like that with either one of those guys in a long time. Where I was just like,
Smart. We have just ripped.
Oh,
series, I think.
Yeah, Smart.
White's kind of eat it away.
Nobody rips White.
Nothing we can't really complain about.
Yeah, exactly.
How he's played because he hasn't done anything. But Smart is in your face with how bad he is when he has bad games.
Yeah, that game 3, he was all time horrendous. He was getting ready for Guangdong.
Yeah.
But yeah, him and Derek White really stepped it up. Really love to see it. And there's been reports ever since we started winning games. There's been videos of the locker room. They're all playing rock, paper, scissors against each other. It seems like They actually are a team that likes each other, contrary to popular belief. So that also adds to my
Yeah, it's not like one big conspiracy or anything.
where they all just like hate each other and they wanted to blow it. So before we move on, funny. Speaking of my mom, you mentioned her. She's watching the game with us, and she's only watching like the first half. Like she's just going to bed, but she's sitting there, and she has FanDuel, and we'll just randomly bet on like some parlays, and with like sometimes no rhyme or reason because she doesn't watch. She has no idea. Like she's like, "Who's Bam Adebayo? Will he score 10 points?" I'm like, "I don't know, maybe." And she's talking to my dad and I. She goes, "Do you think it's ever like planned? Like, we didn't really want to do well the first 3 games, and then they just turned it on in the last 2." And my dad and I were looking at her like, "No, it's just sports. Like sometimes you just have a rough night." And I was thinking about it, and I was like, maybe they just didn't like. Maybe the first 2 games they just were like, we're gonna whoop this Heat team. They're the 8th seed. Like we didn't care at all. And then game 3, who knows what would have happened then? But maybe at 0-3, they're like, all right, maybe it's time to start caring.
Wake up call.
Yeah, wake up call.
It all comes back.
It's our favorite.
There's a lack of motivation. There's no greater motivation than
being down.
On the line.
Yep. Yep. Being down 3-0. Could have used some motivation at home when you get embarrassed.
Yeah. Your mom is able to tolerate you guys. My mom just watches upstairs.
Oh.
It was a big game.
Yeah, it was funny. Game 4, I think my dad and I were just so shocked that they were playing well. Because normally we're cheering, we're like, yes, like nice shot, like we're all excited. And we were just like kind of silent the whole game.
Yeah.
And just kind of just sitting there observing, waiting for the collapse to happen, and never did, and then we're just like happy. Just believe it or not, just happy watching the Boston Celtics. And my mom, the next morning, she's like, "Oh, did the Celtics win?" And we were like, "Yeah, they actually won by a lot." And she was like, "Weird. Didn't hear any yelling or carrying on downstairs." And we were just like, "Yeah, I guess we were just enjoying the game." It's pretty crazy how that works.
Like normal people.
Yeah, like.
Oh man.
Well, game 6, I'm gonna be loud, so it's coming back. I know I said at the beginning it's not gonna hurt.
Bright green and red pants.
Yep. In the same spot I was the past 2. All right, I think we've exhausted enough time on the Celtics.
Yeah. Well, before we move on, well, I guess this is moving on, but speaking from Ballsack Sports, ESPN to air 15-episode series documenting the magical 2023 Lakers play and run. The series will air during the NBA Finals and feature exclusive behind-the-scenes locker room footage. Transition.
The Lakers immediately. So they do get swept. I guess but we didn't talk about this, right? Because it was during. We were taking it on game day. We were talking about the Nuggets and Lakers. So
yeah, I think it was. Did we even get to talk about Game 3?
Yeah, we did. They were down 3-0 because they were both down 3-0.
Okay.
So the Lakers, LeBron James, masterclass of the media, can swindle the media in any way. He gets swept, and what's his first reaction of what he's gonna do? Nah, maybe I'll retire. Nuggets, the second greatest player of all time, just casually dropping that, even though he knows damn well he's not gonna retire. And he knows damn well he just wants to take the media attention from the Nuggets yet again.
Yeah.
And you know what works perfectly in LeBron James's favor is, you know who flocks directly to LeBron James's tweet and his comments is everyone in the media.
It is ridiculous. And even like after the game, it's so insufferable. And I have grown to actually like LeBron, but after the game, my dog is all riled up.
Yeah, he doesn't like LeBron.
About that. No, he does not like LeBron. He's saying Jordan would never.
Yeah.
But after the game, like the camera goes to the Nuggets celebrating for maybe like 3 seconds, and then it just follows LeBron like walking into the locker room. I'm like, just swept the Lakers. They're going to their first finals in history.
Ever,
and
yeah,
the camera's
ever.
on sad LeBron. Like, come on, give these guys some credit. Then Brian Windhorst is like, that was the most impressive performance that I've ever seen in a sweep. And
yeah.
It's like, who cares?
They
We
lost.
still got swept. I couldn't even believe. Well, I could believe it when I read it, but I was like, "Are you serious, dude?"
It is.
Let's not stop giving them credit for getting swept.
ESPN is just a LeBron loving machine, and I mean, it's. Think about it. They're owned by Disney, the bubble ring. It all makes sense. And
all makes sense.
I mean, he's just going to be the second greatest player of all time, and if he did actually retire, of course, it'll be a big deal. But you got to give the Nuggets some credit here. We say most impressive performance in a sweep. That just means that they lost close games, and that means the Nuggets won all 4 of those close games.
They choked every night.
They blew it every game. So, and that last game, LeBron driving in down 2 to tie the game after a horrendous third quarter by the Lakers. Stupendous third quarter by the Lakers. LeBron coming in and just 4 guys on him, and he tries to take the shot anyway.
So wide open.
Oh yeah,
there's not a person within 20 feet of Anthony Davis.
You're thinking about that bubble run, and what was one of the games that they won against the Nuggets was that Anthony Davis 3 buzzer beater 3 to win them the game. So I almost thought like, oh my God, it's gonna happen again, and nope, LeBron takes a shot, and it just completely is just. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't even come close to the basket. I think, does it hit the side of the backboard, if I'm mistaken? It was bad. It was bad. It was close. If it was something Westbrook did, it would be harped all over the media. But it was because it was LeBron. And now I'm excited for the Nuggets. I know we talked a little bit about how the Nuggets have had basically no history. Jokic is now officially the best player that the Nuggets have ever had. I saw a tweet. It was like, do they retire Melo's 15 or Jokic's 15?
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit last night. It's like, maybe the guy who won back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah, and now taking to the first
finals. But
and you
can debate that.
He played
too, but
he played 45 minutes. I do gotta say, I mean, LeBron did get almost a triple-double, 40 points. Was really the only one on the team doing anything. And Anthony Davis, his stat line looks all right. He's old. Yeah, he is old. And that's why...
Like, it's been a long playoff run. Played every single minute of the game.
He rested for 4 seconds.
Makes sense why he's asked at the end, but it was still bad.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any fault on him. I think they're gonna have an interesting offseason. Hopefully, D'Angelo Russell's out of there for their sake. They need to bring back Austin Reeves. Even Rui Hachimura had solid minutes for them in the playoffs, kind of up and down. And the one thing about this series is we kept talking about how they had all these other guys, the Lakers. They had Dennis Schroeder, they had D'Angelo Russell, Lonnie Walker, Vanderbilt, and even Rui, and literally none of them showed. There wasn't. I know we had random games for them in other series. Oh, this is the game that they get 30 points, but not one of them had a good game this whole series, and that's why you end up in a result in a sweep. So they just need,
because they were the team where it's just like they had all these guys that would. You had the Lonnie Walker game, had the Reeves game, but it was all. And Davis is like he is what he is. Go off for 41 game, and then the next night he disappears.
I thought the best was, I mean, all the reports. What's his name? Woj. Woj was talking like this is gonna flip the series. Mo Bamba coming back, and then Woj had like a 3-minute little blurb on Twitter where it's like, oh, like this is gonna be a massive defensive player
Oh my
against
gosh.
Jokic. Big help for LeBron and the Lakers. And Tristan Thompson plays over him. So it'll be interesting to see if they want to go for Kyrie, if they want to go for another third star, which I guess for the regular season makes sense. But I think if you're in the playoffs and LeBron and Anthony Davis are going to be playing 40 plus minutes no matter what, you just got to have consistent role players around them that are going to hit their shots. Because they think about it.
Think he's got another full year like this in him?
I think
He
so.
put up like borderline MVP numbers this year.
He played, yeah. He had an insane season. I don't think it'll be like I think he'll take a step back, and he's been trying to give Anthony Davis. He's been trying to have him lead the team for years now. It seems like, but he's never been able to stay healthy enough. So it seems
Also
like the same
wuss.
conversation. Yeah, he's a beta. It seems like the same conversation we've kind of had with them the past couple years, where it relies on how many minutes they can play together in the regular season for their seeding wise. But I just think about it now. They snuck into the playoffs as the 7th seed. They can just sneak in again in the play-in. It's not that hard to get in the play-in. You have to be a 10 seed. And I think once you get there, you're kind of set. But yeah, they have to make it there first. But now we just did a whole LA thing and we still couldn't get the Nuggets in. We just did what we were complaining about. The Nuggets looked great. Aaron Gordon found a shot. He was like the one guy on offense for the Nuggets where it's like, you just leave him open. And he took that personally. Went after them. Played great. It's funny. They have an 8-man lineup. Seven-man lineup. They will play their 7 guys. And I think I mentioned this last episode, but they play Nuggets basketball. They don't have to worry about who's starting. They don't have to worry about who is going to be coming off the bench. They know who's going in. They know everyone knows their role, and they've been executing it perfectly. Michael Porter Jr. has finally been playing defense. Jokic, as we talked about many times, is the total package, and Jamal Murray has been hitting his shots just like he was in the bubble. So they're going to be fun in the finals, and I think honestly they're taking care of business in the finals, no matter who it is, even if it's my beloved Celtics.
I can't
they're taking care of them.
Way that they lose the final. I mean, Murray's become like a superstar.
Yeah,
These playoffs,
and that's his averages during the regular season. He's only averaging 20 points a game, but during the playoffs, it's now. I think I saw a stat. It was like 30 plus. 31, 32.
In this series, I think it was 32
points per game, and that's on the biggest stage. Those are the types of guys you want on the biggest stage, the guys who elevate in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's getting 27 in the playoffs as a whole.
Damn, and he's reliable shooter. He normally, last game, funny enough, he shot 0 for 4 from 3, but normally is a pretty efficient 3-point shooter, and he's like if they win a ring here, he's also on that Nuggets all-time list. It's him and Jokic. This is a two-headed dragon here. So they're a good team. They're gonna really whoever is in the finals they're gonna take care of business. I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's because we're talking about like how Braun is so gassed that they're playing all these minutes. They're running with 7 guys. It doesn't matter for them. They're also young. Like it makes sense. The young team can play only 7 guys. They can play the whole game, and they're fine.
Yeah, you look at that, and it makes sense. You're right. Anthony Davis, you want time on the bench for him. LeBron, he didn't take any time on the bench for him, but you generally want that. With Jokic at age 29, 28, how old is he?
Yeah, Murray's 26.
Yeah, 28 years old, 26 for Murray. They're going to play the whole game, and they have been the whole playoffs. And Jokic, it seems like he can put up any stat line he wants. Does it depending on the game, what I want to go today. Yeah, I'll take 20, 25, 14, and 13. It just seems like he can figure out. He'll pick the numbers beforehand and just do it. So it's almost unstoppable. Like I don't know what does the Heat do against
It's
them?
unstoppable.
What does the Celtics do against them? Maybe Bam Adebayo is gonna get cooked by him, and so is Robert Williams and Horford. So it's looking good for Denver, and I like it for it. You have a small market team, doesn't get a lot of love. It's never been in the finals, and a chance for Nuggets fans who's been rooting them for their whole lives, never seen them in the finals, and they're going to be favored to win.
It's a lot like the Bucks making that run a few years ago with Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot about star player too, finally getting over that hump. Because before that year, like they were a team that never could do anything in the playoffs, and that was the dig on Giannis. Was like, yes, he's great, but not going to win the playoffs. And that was the narrative on Jokic, and they better win.
Yeah,
Better win.
they do better win, and this sets up kind of like as we said, they're young, 26 and 28. That's their 2 stars. It sets up where they could be contending for a couple years.
I saw an article that was like, "Are the Nuggets the next dynasty?"
They could be if they get.
Like, all right, haven't won the finals yet.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not get ahead. That the one thing about the NBA is the NBA loves getting ahead of itself. It's its favorite thing to do.
Oh yeah,
is getting ahead of itself.
we do it.
Yeah, we do
all
it.
the time.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see because yeah, you know what? Let's not talk about. Let's see if they win the championship first. You're right. You want to move on to football? Got some football news. It's been a while since we talked about football.
Oh, really?
So today, it was probably like around noon. I don't know, midday. Deandre Hopkins released from the Arizona Cardinals. It was before June 1st, so they have to take all the dead cap hit. I don't really know how that works, but $22 million dead cap for the Cardinals. They didn't want to get anything for him, I guess. No one would take his contract. No one would restructure
I feel like this happens a lot now. It's like you think these guys have big values and they're gonna get a nice trade return, and then they're just gone.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Snipped, either gone for like a 5th rounder or cut. So, yeah, that's a good point. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at and let's look. He didn't get signed, did he? Because this whole segment would be done if he got signed. Nope.
No, I think it'll take a few days.
Yeah, I think it will too. So we're going to be looking at the top 5 destinations for DeAndre Hopkins based on, I guess, fit or where we'd like to see him or whatever really we decided on. Like, I don't know. We didn't really have a criteria. But our top 5 picks for DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to start out with an honorable mention. Is that all right?
For it.
Let's go back to the Texans. Help out Stroud.
Yeah.
Young team.
I don't think he would do that.
No, I don't think he would. I wouldn't be doing that. But it wouldn't be especially for the Texans, it'd be a great move for them. It'd probably a terrible move for DeAndre Hopkins in his career and wanting to win a Super Bowl. But young team needs weapons. Drafted, we think, decently well. Try to help out Stroud. I don't know. Be a team player, but that doesn't seem like that's Hopkins' style. Just wanted to throw it out there.
I'll throw another one in the mix that I don't have. The Bears.
I actually saw that today on Twitter. Should the Bears go after DeAndre Hopkins?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean,
more and D-Hop for Fields and Mooney.
Yeah,
Claypool.
Yeah, that's a solid receiving core at that point, and we want it. We always preach about getting these young guys weapons. So I think that would be a perfect fit. Again, if he wants to win a Super Bowl, I don't think he really wants to go there. But
it doesn't really fit what's his criteria? Stable management.
Yes, yeah.
Defense, quarterback that wants to win or that loves the game.
Yeah, so if you miss that's kind of the criteria.
Defense
I guess,
or stable management.
No. Oh, and the Texans.
The Chicago Bears organization. The Texans have none of them.
No. Yeah, quarterback who wants. So what D-Hop is looking for? A quarterback who wants to win, good defense, because you said defense wins championships, and stable management, because I think it said because the Cardinals have had 4 GMs in 4 years. I was like, okay, fair enough. So
and then he also listed the quarterbacks he wants to play with by name on a podcast, which
yeah.
was
Do you have those?
Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, Herbert, and Lamar. His top 5.
So
He gave his
fair
list already.
yeah, I guess that is his list. His best top 5 list. Well, we're doing a better one, Hopkins. You can suck it. Let's start off. Chris, what's your number 5?
I have the Buffalo Bills on there.
Oh God, this is a great start. I also have the Buffalo Bills.
Why?
At 5. I also have him at 5, yeah. So let's just talk about it together, I guess. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we've talking all offseason, like they're looking for another receiver. It's the team that has like the most crucial offseason to make some sort of splash or some sort of change because of that meltdown that they had in the playoffs. So I think obviously Allen would love it. He said that he would like to play with Allen. And Diggs together would be dangerous.
Yeah.
I think they can make it work.
I think they could make it work too. I think it would be weird a little bit. I mean, not really. I guess you just want to have as many outside receivers as you possibly can. But you have him, outside receiver, Diggs, outside receiver, and Gabe Davis, outside receiver. And I guess at that point, you just kissed Gabe Davis goodbye. Like, who cares?
Gabe Davis, like, wasn't that good.
No, he really wasn't.
Scratch.
The interesting thing with the Bills is Von Miller has tweeted out the eyeball emoji, and Deion Dawkins, one of their offensive tackles, deleted the tweet. But let's see, can I get what it said? Yeah, Deion Dawkins said, at DeAndre Hopkins, there's a spot right next to me in the locker room. # you already schno. See you soon. So maybe we should have him higher on this list, the Buffalo Bills. But
with Diggs already there, though, it doesn't make as much sense as some of these other ones.
Yeah, there's some other teams on this list that could use the true number 1 that we're talking about. And honestly, at that point, if DeAndre Hopkins does go to the Bills, and I know it's been Super Bowl or bust for Fraud Allen and the Bills, but at that point, there's no more like Fraud Allen should have the MVP, the Super Bowl, and coast at that point to the championship. So I kind of hope it happens, just because for when they eventually do demise and fall down, it won't be against the Patriots.
Even worse.
But it makes it even sweeter.
It's mean.
I hate the Bills.
You're like the only person that hates the Bills, I think.
That's the worst part about it.
Your consortium of Patriot fans, but
that's the worst part about the Bills, though, too, is everyone's like, oh, the Buffalo Bills, they're a great team. I love the Buffalo Bills. Oh, you see what Josh Allen does? And I'm like, God, I hate him so much. Absolutely the worst.
They go another year without winning. It's turning on them, though. Already started to.
Oh, I know. It's taking its toll. And I'm just waiting for the day everyone realizes how much of frauds they are. All right, next up.
All right, moving on. I have your boys. I have the Pats at 4.
Oh, okay.
Do you have them on your list?
Yeah. I won't tell you where they're at.
Okay.
They're on.
Is it biased? Like, are they number 1? Or?
Just hey. You don't need to call me out like
sense.
that.
I mean, Mac hasn't had a real number 1. We've been talking about it for since the start of this podcast, I think.
Yeah, just about.
Need a number 1 wide receiver. So it makes sense that this would be the one. It's like it landed in their lap almost. I could see like Mac wasn't on the list, but see what is it, year 3 now?
Mm-hmm.
Year 3 could be the jump year. So young, we haven't seen him with the true number 1. Maybe that's what Hopkins wants. Maybe he wants to elevate a young guy.
I love it. I'm gonna save my spiel until I talk about him. But for my number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens.
I also saw him at Logan Airport.
Yo, he's always at Logan. He's been at Logan Airport, I think, 4 times this offseason. Every time there's been a rumor about DeAndre Hopkins, it's just, oh, there he is, Logan Airport. And I gotta say, the best thing about that picture is that he does have dreads. It's like, oh,
Yeah, right.
some I know some people out there believe it. I know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. 9 number 4, I have the Baltimore Ravens. Similar discussion of what you just said about the New England Patriots. It seems like for years we've been talking about getting that number 1 guy for Lamar, getting that superstar at wide receiver. And this I think perfectly fits with the Ravens. As much as I hate it, I hate the Dirty Birds, but you just paid Lamar a bunch of money. Now you don't have to give up assets. Now you don't have to spend the $22 million on his contract. And you can get him. You can get see if he wants to come for cheaper. They really could probably use that $18 million that they gave OBJ right now, though. That really could come in handy right now. But they could still find a way to get him.
What kind of deal do you think he's gonna get?
I don't know, because clearly it won't be north of 20. Clearly, because he's had $22 million on the books from when they traded for him. I was thinking. I mean. Is he going to be less than OBJ's $18 million? I can't see a world where OBJ gets $18 million and he doesn't. Like, he's way better than OBJ. But the NFL market is so baffling. I really can't get a read on it. Like, I get, like, NBA, it's like, oh, this guy's going to get $80 million because everyone gets the max. But yeah, the NFL, I just have no idea what the market is for some of these guys.
I don't either.
So
it would be interesting to see them do that, like 2 contracts to 2 like what are receivers or past their prime. I mean, Hopkins is still like he's not.
Yeah, he's 30.
His prime, but he's still really effective. So Odell, like, who knows honestly what you're gonna get with him.
Yeah, I think this solidifies. You kind of have a safer bet here where you get Hopkins and you have OBJ. You go, well, if one of them's not healthy, the other one should be healthy. Like if one of them's past their prime, we have the other one to have another dart. So it's like another dart throw with Lamar. And I know he already signed that contract, but still you want to keep him as happy as possible. And you also want to win Super Bowls, so you want to try to get him up there.
That's true.
All right, number 3, who you got?
This is actually my favorite one. I just don't think it's very likely, but I have the Lions.
Ooh.
I think the Lions would be perfect.
Ooh, tell me why.
Well, I mean, this is the year for the Lions where it's like people are actually taking you seriously now, but still don't really have a second receiver, right?
No, not really.
St. Brown he's been awesome. They gotta steal with him, but him and D-Hop totally transforms that offense. It's already like one of the better offenses in the NFC. Well, I think that could push them like good to great offensively. If you get like Goff continues to be solid Goff and doesn't go back to like rookie Goff.
I like that a lot because when you look at their depth chart, I mean, they have Ramon St. Brown, they have Marvin Jones Jr., who's back on the team, talk about past his prime, and they have Jameson Williams, who will be suspended for the first 6 games. And I know it's only 6 games, but if you throw Hopkins in there, now you have the whole season where you have 2 solid guys the whole season, and you have Jameson Williams coming after week 6.
Yeah. You don't even know what you're getting with Jameson Williams.
No, yeah, he got 1 pass for a touchdown last year. Great.
Yeah.
So instead of banking on him and banking on him coming back after 6 games, you have Hopkins in there. And you're right. The NFC is wide open. Not just the NFC South or North, which is also wide open, but the whole conference. Yeah. So you're going up there and you're having to keep with the star power of the Eagles. That's it. So you get the Hopkins out there, and you're looking at a depth chart that will be one of the, maybe besides the Eagles, the second best NFC offense in the league. I like that a lot. It's a good pick, Chris. All right. My number 3, speaking of the Eagles, is this just not an Eagles move? They cut him.
They already have 2 receivers.
They don't care. Why should the Eagles care? They have already done.
I've seen the Eagles, and it just doesn't make any sense to me.
It just seems like to me, the Eagles have done nothing but improve their roster in every single possible way that they can. And you just go to Hopkins, you go, hey, you want stable management? You got it. You got a quarterback who wants to win? You got it. You got a great defense? You got it. Sign this 1-year vet min, and let's go win a Super Bowl. It's a hard pitch to pass up on if you're Hopkins.
Vet min?
Maybe a vet min, yeah. Maybe it's like, well, I don't know how much cap space they got. So we'll give you the rest.
Much.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I mean, or it could be the Saints deal of Black Magic, where they just end up not having a cap space.
At the Rams.
Or the Rams. And yeah, this reminds me, like when Bobby Wagner got cut 2 years ago. It was like, oh, where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Oh, he went to the Rams. That just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
And we were all freaking out, losing our minds. It seems like a same exact move where Hopkins gets cut, goes to a Super Bowl losing team, but Super Bowl caliber team that their eyes on the prize, and maybe he takes a pay cut to try to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know where his priorities are. Like, genuinely wants to win a Super Bowl, or
I don't know. He said he wants a quarterback that and what, he named Jalen Hurts too, right?
Did, yeah.
One of his guys. So
true.
I don't know. It seems like a match. As you said though, they don't need him. It's not like it makes a lot of sense, but the abundance of good wide receivers can never hurt a team trying to win a Super Bowl. All right, number 2.
Weapons are enough weapons. My number 2 is the Ravens.
Okay.
I think this makes a lot of sense. Right? Like, you just re-sign them. And we just talked about it with you got him at 4. But they're going to do everything that they can to please Lamar now. Get him another receiver. And it's like, it's the most obvious issue on the team. Like, you don't have receivers. We make fun of him for being a running back all the time.
Yeah, that's because he's never had receivers.
Other than Mark Andrews to throw to, it does make it tough.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's much more reliable at this point in his career than Odell Beckham is.
And honestly, Bateman too. Because Bateman, we saw 1 year where he didn't even stay healthy.
And apparently he's great, but
Ravens fans talk about Bateman like he's Randy Moss. Like, they love Bateman. And I honestly know nothing about the guy. Like, I haven't seen
remember him at Minnesota just because it was Big Ten. But
yeah, and I remember he was like a route runner. Like, great savvy route runner.
I just looked him up and tweet. Numbers tell the tale. Last year, he was 11th in route win rate.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately after Hopkins, Lockett, and Justin Jefferson. Bateman breakout is coming. You've been warned.
Until he gets injured again. He's on the Ravens training staff, which has the worst one in the league. All right, number 2. Oh, yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
So that was my number 2.
No, you're right. I'm on number 2. Yeah, sorry. Brain fart. All right, I have my beloved New England Patriots.
Okay, I think we have the same number 1 then.
Yeah, all right. I'm kind of glad we had the same number 1 though, because it's gonna be, it's the perfect fit. But anyways,
all right, let's hear it.
New England Patriots. As I just said with the Eagles, quarterback that wants to win, Mac Jones, got that fire in him, got that dog in him. You got Bill O'Brien back, your boy, your boy, Bill O'Brien.
Wait a minute, I forgot about that. Never mind.
Bury the hatchet. Bury the hatchet. Bury the hatchet. You know, you make.
I forgot that Bob
shake
was
his
there.
hand. The video, him and Bill Belichick after that Cardinals game. Oh, love what you've been doing. Love how you coach. Clearly wants to be coached by him. And defense, as I just said, Belichick defense solid. And as you mentioned, you get Mac, that number 1 guy we've been waiting for. I've been waiting for 5 years now. So you don't have to give up any assets. You don't have to spend any extra money. And you tell Hopkins, hell, I'd give him a 3-year deal. I don't care. I don't care that he's 30. Let's get him in the building, help out Mac, try to win a Super Bowl. They've already started cheating again. Do you see that?
What happened?
The Patriots, in their newest scandal, they had their players 20 minutes extra after OTAs, and now has gotten a rule violation that has gotten them miss the next week of OTAs and the final 2 days of practice this week, and fined Belichick $50,000.
Jeez.
Yeah.
20 minutes?
Yeah, so I don't know if it was I saw a thing on Twitter that said 20 minutes. I don't know, but they have a the best part about this thing is, you know who's the culprit of it?
Brian?
Joe Judge. He's back, baby. Joe Judge. Special teams coach conducted special teams meetings that caused offensive defensive players to be in the facility longer than their maximum 4 hours. So yeah, I heard they just had like an extra meeting that was like an extra 20 minutes long, and now the NFL is
Joe Judge at the heart of Patriots offseason violation. She's losing 2 days of OTAs is all Joe Judge's fault.
I gotta say, the Patriots fans' reaction to this has just been, "We're back, baby. We're back. We're back to cheating." Like, if we're getting caught cheating again, Bill Belichick cares again. He's ready for a Super Bowl. So I think you tell Hopkins, hey, you could start and have the first week off. And then, after that, we get to work. All right, so number one.
The Bill O'Brien thing throws it all off. I completely forgot about that. I don't like that. He said that they had no relationship in like the 7 years that he was there.
Luckily Bill O'Brien's not controlling anything but, I guess, the whole offense. But other than that,
right, outside of directly working with him, he won't really be involved.
That's true. Oh, all right. Anyways, number one, let's say it together, I guess. The Kansas City Chiefs. They surprisingly
makes so much sense.
Oh, it's a match made in heaven. They surprisingly need him too. And maybe not need him into the point where they're probably going to win the Super Bowl anyways. But if you look at the Chiefs wide receivers, it's a lot of Kadarius Toney and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and then a bunch of other guys who have done nothing. Yeah, Sky Moore, who we hate his number. We think he's going to be a bust. Number 24.
Good name.
Yeah, that's the issue with Sky Moore. Great name, but terrible number. Just completely ruins everything. And you have Travis Kelce, so you have that number one guy for Mahomes. You have Mahomes' boy. And it said there's a lot of Kadarius Toney in the offseason. But other than that, it's kind of dart throws. I mean, Marcus Valdes-Scantling, we kind of know who he is. He's an outside receiver that is going to drop a big touchdown and then catch a massive touchdown a week later. Sky Moore, I guess he was a rookie wide receiver last year, and maybe he can develop a little bit more. And then they have like Rashid Rice, they just drafted, Richie James, Giants legend, and then like Justin Ross from the only reason why I know him is because he's from Clemson. They got John Ross too. Didn't even realize they have a Madden cheese. John Ross. But other than that, I mean, they could use a number one guy like Hopkins. And if you're Hopkins, I guess I said it was harder to say no to this Eagles team. But how the hell do you say no to the Super Bowl champs coming to need you? Yeah. And when you're looking at the Eagles, what I was mentioning, he'd be kind of the second banana, but they still have Devontae Smith. And here he's number one. He's the guy. He's the guy.
Clear cut.
Yep.
Clear cut number one.
And that just opens up so much they can do with Toney. He doesn't have to be that number one guy. He doesn't have to be the downfield threat. Marcus Valdes-Scantling could be on the other side. Sky Moore can just be more of like a utility than a necessity. And the Chiefs should do everything in their power to try to get this done.
I think they probably will too.
I know. And that's what sucks about it too. Is we already talked about. I remember during the draft, we were just like, "And whoever they pick, it doesn't matter. Like they're just gonna win the Super Bowl anyways." And things like DeAndre Hopkins getting cut and him probably going to the Chiefs is reasons why it doesn't matter who they draft. They just they're gonna get guys to work with Mahomes.
Apparently, I'm looking at this tweet from Robert Breer that I talked to him earlier, and the contract was the hurdle. He said to do it now, the price would have to come way down.
What do you mean? Like the price?
Have to take a pay cut.
Oh, okay. I'd take the pay cut. I wouldn't care. You're winning the Super Bowl with Mahomes there, but I think that that's definitely the best fit. I'm kind of glad we both had it at number 1 because it seems like the pretty logical. Too obvious. Yeah. So that being said, and I guess saying the Chiefs is what our best fit would be, and I guess that's what we think is going to happen. Is there any besides the Chiefs? Is there what do you think will actually realistically happen?
I mean, going into it, I thought the Chiefs, but after reading that, no, I guess I have some hesitation. Be Buffalo.
I don't know. I think the Chiefs make
the Cowboys.
Them boys? Think so?
They're always in it. They're always sniffing around.
Oh, just because Jerry. They're in there always. Jerry.
It's also a draw. Guys want to play for the Cowboys.
I want to see what's his odds.
Not fit in on that list. I tried to look up the odds. I couldn't find anything.
I'm looking right now. Okay. They don't have shit on this website. Okay. Patriots are plus 800. Chargers plus 1,000. Your Lions plus 1,500.
The Jets.
Okay, I got it here. The Bills. Seems like the Bills are the favorite. 250.
Okay.
Then the Chiefs at plus 400. Why are they all plus? Someone's got to be minus, right? Ravens plus 650. The Jets that you just mentioned plus 550, and then Pats 800. Eagles plus 2,000. Giants plus 220. What about the Giants? You think anything about any chance of the Giants?
I don't think he wants to go play with Daniel Jones.
No, I don't think so either. I was thinking about when I'm making on the list. I was thinking
run heavy offense.
Where are can the Commanders sneak on this list? And I looked at his. We don't need. All right, wait, I'll get to that in a second.
Don't.
But I was thinking about the 3 things that he wants, and I got to thing number 2 of stable front office, and I was just like, yeah, no, he's not coming to Washington. There's 0 chance he's coming to Washington.
We haven't had that in 30 years.
So wait, you speaking of, I guess, Washington sports, the Zards, they got themselves a GM.
Yeah.
Excited about that?
His name is.
Oh, nice. Already off to a good start.
Wait, right, the Clippers guy, Michael Winger. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, the Clippers ran pretty well. He's also going to oversee the Mystics and the Go-Go.
I did see that.
Give him less work.
Well, what I saw was, he was in Thunder in 2017, and then moved on to one other team, I think, and then. But anyway, everywhere he's been, he's made big splashes, and I think DC's due for a big splash. So, I don't know. It would be interesting to see what happens there.
Well, even if a big splash is trading everybody, then I'm all in.
And you're all, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he was a part of the Clippers front office when they went and got Kawhi and Paul George. It hasn't worked out, but the idea was there.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You know, that you want, even though it hasn't worked out, you want to at least have hope. Like the Clippers, that gave the Clippers hope into hopefully doing something. And even though it hasn't worked out, it's better than where the Wizards have been in the past 20 years.
Yeah, so I was excited about that.
And the Washington sale, Commander sale, are the Commanders going to have to get another new name?
Dude, I don't know.
Did you see that? They couldn't get the trademark.
What? Wait, what?
You didn't see that 2 days ago? Washington Commanders trademark gets denied.
How were they allowed to? Wait. I thought this was like an old.
No,
storyline.
so the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office denied the trademark application for the Commanders on Thursday. So the new nickname is.
How are they
already
allowed to rename then?
I don't know.
I understand.
I don't know how that
looks
works.
to be very on brand with the team as far as things not going correctly, but for a trademark process, this is not normal. It's a very crowded system to try to get things through.
Also, it says in this article that I'm reading, Commanders in process of being sold. It's not. Is it not signed? I thought it was signed.
It hasn't been approved by the NFL yet.
Oh, okay.
So
It will be.
Irsay said that. I mean, it's done by week 1.
Whoa.
Oh, sucks.
Why does Irsay get a why is he the main culprit
Because
here?
he's the one who talks.
That's true.
The
Yeah.
only one who talks.
And he said that. Eesh. He also said that they're gonna set up Roger through 2027.
What? Oh yeah.
They're gonna extend him.
I also saw a new proposed site for the stadium, which would be down where Nats Park is. I guess there's
that'd be
a lot
cool.
of land there. That would be perfect.
Yeah, right by Audi Stadium, right? Have the Defenders right next to the Commanders. Be sick.
Yeah, that's right.
We never did get to talk about our. I watched all the DC Defenders. I think the Celtics, imploding just kind of took the reins from there. Them losing the XFL championship. Did you watch that?
That was a joke job. No, I didn't follow the score, but I don't think I was home.
Oh, I watched. They couldn't defend. As ironic as it gets, the DC Defenders could not defend the Arlington Renegades whatsoever. And
You get a championship when you're 4-6.
I know. They'll be back. I believe it. They'll be better than ever. Still undefeated at home, but
yeah, that's right. They've yet to lose at Audi Field.
Yep. Sad to see them losing the championship though, but we move on. It happens.
Yep, that's right.
Nothing well can ever happen. Go for Washington. So that's how it is.
We won a couple championships.
Yeah, like 40 years ago.
Oh, like 5 years ago.
I know. You got right.
Sticks won. The Caps won.
Yeah, it's when you guys were the city of champs.
District of Champions.
District of Champions. Sorry. All right. Is that all we got? College Corner. You got some big news.
Yeah, I graduated college a few days ago.
Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm chilling the next weeks, and then I start work. And
yeah, where are you working again?
The pod too much. It's called Auger Consulting. It's a pretty small company in Arlington, Virginia. So I'll be staying in the area. But yeah, I'm no longer a student. We'll still do college corners because I'm an alumnus now, but I will still be heavily invested.
Are you going to be going to football games and basketball games as much as you can?
Yeah, I'm be at all the games.
All right, good. Yeah, you told me you were like, I'm basically going to be a college student that's just making money. So
pretty much, yeah, because I'll still be living in College Park for 1 more year. Like everyone my age is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would suck to like come back home for a year. All my friends are still at school.
Yeah, that's great.
I will be like, I'll be like a college kid with a job.
That's awesome. Speaking of College Corner, I had some Gigi Jackson thoughts, and I'm excited. I guess we'll do it. We'll do it when we're getting.
I just love the way that you preface that.
Some Gigi Jackson
like
thoughts.
You're just like sitting in your house today. It's like,
Well,
Gigi Jackson.
I was thinking because my brother was home and he saw my little poster that has all of them and was like,
Oh yeah.
what would be like? Is he gonna go in? Is he gonna go in the lottery? Is he gonna go whatever? And I was like, I don't know, probably 20-ish area.
Yeah.
And what I was thinking is I want to do before the draft. I guess this is kind of a preview, but before the draft, I'm gonna do a personal top 5 destinations where I want Gigi Jackson. And I want you to know, Chris, that number 8, the Washington Wizards, is number 1. It will be number 1. I need Gigi in a Washington uniform ASAP.
I don't want him.
I need him.
I actually do not.
I need him.
I don't
Well,
want him.
and I'm gonna give you some nice things. And this is why I was thinking about Gigi is because when you look at Michael Porter Jr. on the Nuggets,
Okay.
he basically did the same route that Gigi did. He was the number 1 player in his class. He went to Mizzou, and then fell to like the 14th pick. And he's been injured, and Gigi doesn't have any of the injury history that he has. But he's not really mature. Doesn't really pass. It's just kind of a shooter. And Michael Porter Jr. has really evolved now that he's aged 24. So I could see a very similar career arc where early on, people think he's kind of a bust. Maybe he doesn't have the jump right out of the gate, but within years, 5 or 6, we're gonna be seeing him on a contending team. That's my thoughts. Maybe it's with the Wizards.
Would gladly take that.
See, all right, I'm already
Don't
sold
trust
you.
it, though.
I already sold you on it.
No,
No,
you have not. You sold me on this hypothetical scenario. Like, obviously, I'd be excited about that. But I don't know. He rubs me the wrong way. He's a baby.
He does need to get over the pouting. He needs to get over
the pouting. I can't deal with.
Yeah, he needs to get over the pouting. I think he has potential, but that's all I really have for College Corner.
Of course, he has potential.
The baseball team is
mock draft now.
It's been a mess, absolute mess.
I have him going 29th in this draft.
Oof.
The Pacers.
I wouldn't hate that. I actually I would. That would suck. I don't want him with like a bunch of young guys. I want him with a bunch of vets around him.
Yeah.
But
stir him a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So he needs a Udonis Haslem to really show him what's going on. So
Kevin Love
whooping him in this shape. All right. Well, I think that does it.
Baseball's a mess, you said?
Yeah, baseball's a mess. Just an absolute show.
We've won the first 2 games of the Big Ten tournament.
They
play again tomorrow, I think.
I know we beat
double elimination though, which I didn't know.
Georgia.
What?
We beat Georgia in the Big Ten.
Oh.
Sorry, not Big Ten, in the SEC. We won 9-0. And then we proceeded to lose 3-10 to LSU and 5-0 to Texas A&M. So we're going in. We're not hosting the regionals, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah, hopefully we can still sneak into the college. I think we'll sneak into the College World Series, or not the actual.
Yeah, you'll get in,
but the tournament. Yeah, disappointing after the hot start that they got, but
yeah,
really,
what are you
really
gonna do?
poopy. Yeah, exactly. All right, that's all you got. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. It's a little chippier pod, and I think when we're chippier, we go a little longer. So an hour and 23.
Yeah, last time you wanted to end.
No, I was like the Celtics. I just wanted to get out of there. Well, thank you all for listening. We'll see everyone on Tuesday for the wrap up, no matter what happens against the Celtics and the Heat, and finally previewing a full real preview of the NBA Finals, and maybe Hopkins gets signed. So who knows? We'll see everybody on Tuesday. Have a good Memorial Day weekend. And yeah, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.